Well, Jimmie J.J. Walker is a household name, and so is his catchphrase. Go ahead and say it with me, dynamite. We got to know and love Jimmie thanks to Good Times, but stand-up is his first love. These days, you can catch Jimmie on the road touring the country 35 to 45 weeks a year, performing live and guesting on game shows and late-night TV. Jimmie joins me now. Welcome, Jimmie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Good. You're doing
Want to hold the book up. They usually get a shot of it somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's it.
The book is called Dynamite.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It is a memoir of my alleged career. And if you're into comedy, especially in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and into people like Richard Pryor and Steve Martin and Robert Klein and David Brenner and Liza Minnelli and Woody Allen, you're going to find out about them here.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit, you know, so that's that, and plus my little life, too. So the book is out there, and I'll have it with me this weekend when I'm at the Temple Theater in Stamford.
That's right. So I looked at the frequently asked questions section of your website as I was preparing to interview you.
You were?
Yes, and I got the feeling that you embrace the JJ character, yet you want to move away from it by looking at the questions and the answers.
I don't even think about it, quite honestly, because we do so many clubs and stuff. And in the old days when we used to be here a lot, working at Good Nights, you know, you come in as a comic. And I think my thing has always been, during my so-called era, when now it's happening, it's the Kevin Hart era now, during my era, we had Richard Pryor. And we never really got a thing, you know. It was that Richard thing. So that was that, and we let that ride the way it was. Okay,
so what is your stand-up comedy like? Do you tell jokes or stories or both?
I think we do everything, except for physical comedy. We're not as physical as, you know, some of the guys now that are out here. And then in the old days when Richard was doing his thing and stuff like that. So we're not as physical. More like what Joni Rivers is doing, that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, Joni and all those kind of people are from my era, so that's that.
I read that you would love to get back on TV, just waiting for somebody to ask.
No one has asked. No one has asked me to do anything but to get up early and come do these kind of shows.
Well, Jimmie, we're glad to have you.
But yeah, no, you know, I'm not looking for, I always tell people, no starring role, just a little tiny little thing. I did a thing on Everybody Hates Chris, where I played, of all things, a grandfather, which stunned me. But anyway, it was a little tiny role, and it was like, I did like 6 of them, and it was fabulous. That was just perfect. That was just perfect, just like that.
That's the kind of thing you're looking for.
That's all. Just you don't have to be any big, long thing. Don't have to carry the show, do none of that Jim Parsons thing on the Big Bang Theory. I don't want that, even though Jim Parsons is a monster on that show. I would just love some little tiny role. So if somebody's passing through from Hollywood at the airport right now and they happen to see Jimmie J.J. on the tube, I'm available, small part, don't need anything big, not a lot of money, little chump change.
Okay, so when you get that part, I need 10% for using the My Carolina Today airwaves to promote it. So you did some radio early in your career. How about that?
I still do radio, and actually I worked in Charlotte, which is great, not far away.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Yes, and I love radio. I just was on KMJ, my regular real station back in Fresno, California. I did a week there, and I love radio because I go way back with radio, probably to 1970. So it was just a fabulous thing. Radio is great. I love doing talk radio. I don't do music. I don't even listen to music anymore. I was talking to somebody the other day.
Yeah.
Wow, because I came up during the Motown era. So being in the Motown era, there's no other music.
Right.
So I'm done.
So you listen to talk all day?
I listen to talk all day. And I always said this when I did talk radio. I said, you know, when you go into the radio stations, there's a cluster. And they'll have like R&B stations, country stations. But way down at the end, they go, what's going on down there? I go, that's the talk guys down there. And I always say, it's just me and 500 white guys. That's all it is in talk radio.
So you're at the Temple Theater in Sanford tonight and tomorrow night. What can audiences expect?
Hopefully something funny, and we're clean, too. That doesn't come around too much, especially with an Ebony show.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're very clean. You can bring your kids there. If you have kids 16 and up, bring them there, and I think they'll have a great time. I got my man, the great Andy Forrester. The A-Train, the big A, will be with me, and it's going to be fun.
Jimmie, it was so nice to meet you, and best to you.
Best to you, young lady. See you in Chicago.
All right. Thanks.